And we are taking a first look at the Sony Xperia Neo in this really beautiful evening. And this is a Sony, an Android 2.3 device that Sony is going to be launching pretty soon in Singapore. And what this actually really is, if you want this to be summed up in a single sentence, is it's a cheaper version of the Sony Xperia Arc. However, the specs are almost the same. So you got yourself a 1 GHz Snapdragon processor, and you know the same software, the user interface, and stuff like that. Except that it's slightly cheaper. It's not as thin as the Xperia Arc, obviously, and the display is slightly smaller. So while we're talking about display, let's talk about the phone. This is a 3.7-inch display. Let me just turn that on. Power switch is at the side right here. 3.7-inch display, and the resolution is also 480 pixels by 854 pixels. So that gives you an aspect ratio of 16:9, right? Using the same Xperia user interface as the Xperia Arc. You got the same size scrolling widget screen. You got the same size scrolling app launcher. You can customize the app launcher any way you want. You can create folders and all that kind of stuff, right? And then let's take a look at the other parts of the phone. So I'm gonna go sideways. So the side here, you got this little tiny power button. Now, I know the power button is kind of tiny, but the good thing is that on the front right here, you've got these hardware buttons which allow you to you just hit the home button and the screen will light up for you to unlock. Surprisingly, there are phones out there that don't do that. That's why I'm stating this. Alright. Again, the button icons themselves are not backlit, but you do find two little light bulbs in between the three buttons, so the grooves there where they light up. So not sure if you can see that. Yeah. Alright. So let's back to the sides. You got a volume control in the middle of the phone, right, as well as the camera shutter button. At the back right here, you have an 8.1 megapixel camera with a LED flash. You've got a speaker right here. There's nothing much on this side. On the top here, you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack. You have a micro USB port on this side, as well as the HDMI, and they're covered by these flaps. So you can see, like, okay, so you got the HDMI port. And this HDMI port allows you to literally just mirror everything that's on the device onto your HD TV, which is kind of cool. Alright, front-facing camera. And yeah, that's about all there is to say about this particular phone. It's got a very nice ergonomic design. It's kind of curved and it fits really nice in your hand. But of course, it's not as thin, as sleek as the Xperia Arc. So the other thing that differentiates this phone with the Xperia Arc is that this doesn't have the no gap display. So you know, the display is just quite normal. The Xperia Arc's display is closer towards the glass than this particular phone, and then of course the display is slightly smaller, but everything else is still inside there. You got the same Bravia engine for the graphics, as well as the XMOR camera sensor, so which makes the camera quite you know, differentiates itself from the other smartphone cameras. So yeah, this is the Sony Ericsson Xperia Neo. Release date expected to be out in about the next quarter. Alright, and the price we're not very sure right now yet, but of course, like I said again, it will be cheaper than the Xperia Arc, yet it still has the similar specs. Alright, so this is the Sony Ericsson Xperia Neo, right, brand new Android 2.3 smartphone by Sony Ericsson. And if you want to check out more videos like the one that you just saw, just check out our website www.tech65.org. See you guys soon. Goodbye!